What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a WWE Star's contract is ending soon, the appalling state of AEW, bad news for Carmella, CM Punk refused rip-off entrance music, Liv Morgan arrest video surfaces, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. As always, won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, good build-up for Double or Nothing. Dynamite wasn't a good show, but it deserves credit for building interest in the many matches already booked for Double or Nothing. The combination of run-ins, interviews, and in-ring confrontations created excitement for the pay-per-view, a reminder of how good AEW is at its pay-per-view game. Now if we could just work on its weekly TV. Number 2, Swerve Strickland is being used well. A kudos to AEW for giving Swerve Strickland a chance to show everyone just how good he can be, and that his current role as AEW World Champion reflects his hard work and skills. While AEW is missing several top stars, Strickland is no jobber holding a belt. AEW has a megastar in the making, and so far it's doing everything right with his booking. Number 3, Darby Allin is back. Eddie Kingston is out for Double or Nothing thanks to a recent injury, which looked like bad news for Bryan Danielson and FTR as they have to face the new Elite in a handicap match. However, AEW found a great replacement in Darby Allin, who returned from his recent broken foot in the nick of time. Did we mention this guy recently also just got hit by a bus? Number 4, Dax vs Okada Sizzler. A Dax Harwood vs Kazuchika Okada was a type of bout Dynamite needs more of every night. Non-competitive contest between marquee players and mid-carders. Fans enjoy post-match beatdowns and saves, but AEW also built itself an exciting in-ring action, not glorified squash matches. Number 5, Christian Cage heals it up. Does anybody know how to do it better than Christian Cage when it comes to being an absolute piece of shit? Well, that's a tough question, as the Patriarch has plenty of competition in AEW, including the New Elite and the House of Black. Nevertheless, Christian always finds a new way to take pettiness to new heights or new lows. Cage confronted Strickland, reminding him he took the Mogul Embassy from him last week. He took Swerve's blood this week, including a segment where Cage calls Strickland an absentee father and promised he'll take Strickland's title in 2 weeks. Cage is so good at promos, his threats are actually believable, despite Strickland just winning the title. And House of Black vs Edge really heating up. The House of Black vs Adam Copeland is, dare we say, a Dynamite program. Copeland is always at his most dangerous when he's backed into a corner, and the House of Black not only has the Rated R superstars back against the wall, it's added a disturbing stipulation that Copeland bow his knee to the House of Black should he lose. Stealing Copeland's wedding ring was a nice touch too, as it showed how low Malachi Black will go. That was a good what about the bad as number 1, so many no names on the show. Now we've said it before and we'll say it again, Dynamite looked like a veritable who's that of pro wrestling when it comes to the opponents facing AEW's marquee players. Although AEW used the majority of the matches against mid-card or lower talent to run angles, AEW has talent better suited for working its top show. Number 2, Mercedes Moné is such a non-factor. Last night's contract signing between Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné was predictable, but by now fans expect someone to get beat down during a signing. What was bad about the segment is that it sums up everything wrong about how AEW has used Moné since her debut. Simply as a prop. Mercedes doesn't wrestle, she either talks or does run-ins, which gives fans little reason to get invested in her. Number 3, a step back for the women's division. Dynamite has been doing well booking its women's division over the last few weeks, with competitive matches featuring some of the promotion's best workers. But not last night, as AEW's women's matches were meaningless and predictable outcomes. Number 4, cheesy and cheap heat. Jack Perry dumping beer on announcer Tony Schiavone was a bit of a waste of time and an insult to Schiavone, who shouldn't have to experience these attempts at cheap heat. Fans already despise Perry, who's an excellent heel by the way, but the move came off a little cheesy and cheap. There was nothing downright ugly, but did AEW give up on making Dynamite an entertaining show? Could it be that AEW was disappointed by its past 2 weeks worth of ratings, which featured some excellent shows, and just threw in the towel last night? While that's unlikely, it still seemed that way, and the only thing going for Dynamite was the Okada vs Dax match and some run-ins. What do you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Asuka injury update. Now, top of today's news is an update on Asuka's injury status. The Empress of Tomorrow herself is letting fans know what she's been dealing with after speculation on her physical condition. Asuka uploaded a video to her YouTube channel with highlights from the WWE's recent European tour. She also wrote, "After the backlash of my European tour, I had to take a break to treat my knee that had been hurting for a while. My partners Kyrie and Dakota helped me a lot during this tour as I could not move at my best. I'm very grateful to both of them. There's no word on when Asuka will be back in action, but we send our best wishes for a fast and full recovery. Next up, Natalya's WWE deal ending soon. Now, is veteran WWE superstar Natalya leaving the company? Well, that's a question fans of the Queen of Hearts are asking after Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that he is set to be a free agent in a couple of weeks. The WWE has been cutting things close when it comes to signing its superstars to new deals, so it's unknown whether Neidhart, who's been signed to the WWE since 2007, that they could merely be in the final stages of negotiations, or Natty is considering her options outside the WWE. Next up, does AEW have any fans left? If Natalya leaves the WWE and signs with AEW, she may have to get used to working in front of very small crowds, at least if a recent photo is further proof that AEW's live attendance numbers are shockingly low. A recent photo from X suggests AEW had a noticeable absence of fans. However, in AEW's defense, the photo shows the hard camera side of things. Another X user posted a photo showing plenty of fans outside the hard camera area. Furthermore, WrestleTix posted figures on how many tickets were sold to give a better idea of how many people paid for tickets. While the photo showing the hard camera may be deceptive, there's no getting around that AEW the Angel of the Winds Arena for 4,000 seats when the venue has a seating capacity between 9,000 to 10,000 people. AEW's live event sales are down, and the promotion needs to address why less people want to pay for AEW shows and why their TV viewership numbers have decreased significantly. Next up, Carmella out with an injury. And if you're wondering why Carmella hasn't returned to the ring following the recent birth of her baby, well, it turns out that Carmella was injured when she gave birth, resulting in a painful situation. She explained her condition when she appeared on the Nikki and Brie show. I've been dealing with what is called drop foot. I have an injury from labor and delivery and pushing the baby out. I have herniated discs in my back which push on this nerve that is connected to my right foot. The top of my foot is hard to lift. I'm literally limping around everywhere. It's gotten better, I've been wrestling for 11 years, and other than some concussions, knock on wood, never had any injuries. Now I have a major injury from delivering my son. Now, if wrestling fans can recall, Scott Steiner had the same problem when he was in WWE in around 2003, leading to some very disappointing matches. We send our best to Carmella as she deals with her injury. Next up, CM Punk refused to have rip-off entrance theme. That's interesting news concerning the band Living Colour and the WWE. The band's Corey Glover recently revealed on Drinks with Johnny podcast that they had their own music division of the WWE and they were going to have somebody make up a song that sounded extremely similar to Cult of Personality. That was going to be his entrance music. He goes, "No, I don't want that. I want the real thing." He's like one of the only talent that's actually got that in his contract that wherever he goes, that song goes with him. Punk's loyalty is admirable. As for the WWE, is anyone surprised by its efforts to save a buck? Next up, Liv Morgan's injury was worse than suspected. There's new info concerning Liv Morgan's shoulder injury that led her to getting surgery in 2023. According to Morgan, the injury was actually worse than doctors initially suspected. Morgan recently informed Chris Van Vliet that when my surgeon opened up my little shoulder, he was like, well, bicep tear, rotator cuff tear, labral tear. And so I have all these extra tears and rips in my shoulder that we wouldn't have known about and I've not gotten surgery. So if I chose to have the rehab, it wouldn't have healed properly and we wouldn't have known why. And so I got the surgery. Liv said that she's recovered from surgery and that honestly I've forgotten I've had the surgery. I feel normal. I feel great in the ring. I only remember when I see my suture marks. So it was pretty crazy. Morgan hasn't wasted any time getting back into the main event spotlight and is booked to challenge Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship at King and Queen of the Ring. And finally, Liv Morgan's arrest video has been released. And last but not least, video footage of Liv Morgan's arrest has surfaced and a post-arrest video has some fans extremely upset with the police. The video shows law enforcement officers going through Morgan's vehicle after arrest and reading through what appears to be a journal or a diary. Some fans took to social media to express their shock and outrage at the officers' actions. Others have noted that the inspection was just part of their job searching the vehicle for evidence of any wrongdoing by Morgan. Wrestling News summarized, mentioning, Morgan was pulled over after a vehicle crossed over a county road's white and yellow lines. This led to the deputy smelling marijuana when talking with her and later finding a small plastic bag containing marijuana and a vape pen with an oil-like substance that was discovered to be marijuana. The case was later resolved, resulting in a fine and court costs, but no conviction. Morgan recently used a publicity from a video release to inform fans about a contest where fans can win a meet and greet with her, as she tweeted, "Since I have your attention, let's do something good." What do you guys think of it? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.